Hello, happy additional snow day. At some point, we should talk about the Mastermind game, should we not? This is the version of Mastermind that I worked on before the last time I did the iPad class, just to try to figure out where increments ought to go. And this is my increment program number 17. And you can see it's a pretty much a basic Mastermind game. Let me see, what do I need to talk about before I even start playing? Here are the color choices down at the bottom, and since this is just a plain old vanilla Mastermind, these are your only options. The only fancy thing here is I looked up gradient. I saw where someone had a 3D effect on colors, and if you look up gradient on Swift or Swift UI, you find out how to get this kind of shiny 3D look to your beads. You can see that the highlighted bead is outlined with just a different shade of the same color. I've got all these rows up here. None of them are clickable. I can't click anywhere on the row at all. And there's a go, oops, I could click there. I'm going to click it again because I wasn't ready yet. I can click on the go button, but it's not doing anything. I can click on these, and of course they don't do anything. And these are going to be for feedback. These tell me how much I get right. You know what? I'm going to do one more thing first. You'll notice there are not 10 rows here. I started with 10 rows, and it got ugly because it was such a narrow column of guesses down the middle. And I thought, well, let's scroll it. And there is a thing that's a view builder called Scroll View. You can look that up if you want. That you just put a bunch of views in it like it's an H stack or a B stack or whatever. And then you can scroll the beads up and down. That sounds cool, doesn't it? A more annoying spectacle I cannot recall, because that makes it so tedious to keep up with the guesses that have scrolled off the screen and their feedback and everything. So I decided to call an audible, make an executive order, and just make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and call this advanced mode. You had to get it in 7 guesses rather than 10. Now I'm going to play. Okay, orange is already selected. There's an orange bead. There's an orange bead. If I change my mind, I don't want an orange bead. As long as orange is selected, I can click on it again and it goes back, and we know behind the scenes what it did was just now change that back to a nil optional value, an optional value with no value. Now, if it's already orange and I click on a different color, then it changes it to the different color. It doesn't make it go back to nil. But now that it's green, if I click on it again with green still highlighted, the green goes away. I want it to be orange, so I'll choose orange and click on the bead. And you'll notice I don't have to do them in the order left to right the way unnamed word game has to do it. The word game that I'm developing in class, you don't really say where you want the letter to go as it goes to the next available position. What this does have in common with the word game is that this is the only active row down here. And I can't submit this as my guess at the secret word that the model came up in the background as part of its devious master plan. I can't click on go. I am clicking on go, but it's just not doing anything. Until I get this filled in with 4 colors, any colors I want, then the row is not activated and I can't submit it as a guess. So I'm going to do orange, orange, red, red. Why not? Now watch what happens to the go button. Keep your eye on the go button when I click on this bead right here. Now you'll see it's highlighted. That means I can submit this as my guess if I want to. I'm not sure about this red one though. I'll click on it, and look, the go button became deactivated. Now the reason I'm spending so much time on the details here is because as you get further and further into your Mastermind game, you're going to find the devil is in the details. Getting the general overall look of it is okay. Getting the general logic is okay. Oh my goodness, getting all the details right and making sure everything is consistent. That can be a nightmare if you let it get ahead of you. Let me make this guess. So I'm going to click on go. I have one, this tells me the feedback over here, which the model updated and the view is now reflecting of the model. I've got one bead in the right place and it's the right color. And until further notice, I'm just going to go with the orange. I'm going to say that one's right and all the others are wrong. So yellow, yellow, yellow. And I'm just going to go ahead and play. And still, I've only got one right. I'm still, until further notice, I'll assume that my orange is right. That's not necessarily a winning strategy, but it's what I'm going with. Go. Okay, so the orange wasn't right. Assuming, now this is another thing that's really hard to get right, getting the feedback right. Assuming the feedback is correct. And the order of the beads as they show up in the feedback do not necessarily correspond over here. In fact, you don't want them to. This first bead, you can say that this is the first feedback bead. I don't want that to correspond to the first bead position in my guess, because that takes away a lot of the fun away. I know this only tells me that I have exactly one bead. It's the right color in the right place. That's what the red bead says if you review the rules of Mastermind. But it doesn't tell me which one of these. Now I know for a fact, since I went the go button, and I had the orange one over here, and I got no feedback beads at all, then it means that there are not any greens in the solution. There is no orange in the solution. And at this point, I can click till the cows, whoops, I didn't mean to click there. I can click till the cows come home on these. None of them change. I can click on the go buttons. None of them change. Nothing is activated now except when I choose a color down here and decide I'm going to start populating my next guess. Orange is out. Look at all the things I know are out. Orange is out, but red is in. I know one of these two red beads has to be in the right place. This is me being logical here, playing Mastermind. One of these beads is right, and I know it's not the orange one because there is no orange in the solution. Thinking out loud, trying to outwit the model. The model thinks it's so smart, and I want to see if I can be smarter. So that, and I haven't used any blue yet, so I'm going to put two blues over here. Now, it turns out, no matter what your strategy is, about the best thing you can do, since the secret word is completely random, is to make sure you're consistent. Make sure your row fits the feedback for all the previous rows. So I should have exactly one match of this row with this one, same color, same place. Exactly one match of this row with that one, and I do not have that. So I know an orange is not in there, so a yellow bead has to be in there. I'll put it here. So now let me start again. Exactly one of these is right color, right place. I'm going to say it's that red, and exactly one of these is one color, that right place, that yellow, and none of these are right. Oh, then I can't have a green. How about a purple? Now, orange, no. Red, yes. Orange, no. Yellow, yes. None of these, and that, go. Oh, I'm almost there. I'm going to say that my blue, yellow, and red are good. I'll have to change. Blue, yellow. Oh, no! Yellow. See, it didn't have to change it back to blank. And red, I don't know. I want it right there. I can click it again and it goes away. I'm just demonstrating what I can do. And I'll put another blue over here. And you'll notice the go button was activated. I'll click go. So apparently I should not have taken the purple out. The purple is one of the ones that is right and in the right place. And what else we got? The orange. I'm talking like I'm an expert here. The orange is nowhere to be found. The red, I'll say the red is right. What? There's another one. I need another match with this row. The blue would be another match with this row. Yellow? Is this consistent? It gets harder to check all these as it gets deeper and deeper. The red, yes. The yellow, yes. None of those. 3 of these. 3 out of 4 match. The first, no, this is an exact match. So that's not it. And it can't be another red. It can't be another yellow. And it's, unless both of these blues are right, it's not another blue. What can I do? Maybe purple here. Got to go through all these again. Red, yes. Yellow, yes. Orange and green, no. 3 matches here, yes, the last 3. Only 2 matches here, yes, the middle 2. Go. I did it. I won. I outsmarted the model. And you'll notice I got a little bit of animation down here. Actually, that is all the animation I have in this increment at all, increment 17. It's the only stable version I had. I'm experimenting with some other animation, but I haven't gotten that to work yet. But that's it. You'll notice it changed the little caption down here to the bottom to you won. And I got it in this many guesses, and nothing in the game is activated anymore. That's the end of the game. That was so much fun. Actually, it was a little bit tedious, but we'll claim that it's so much fun that I want to play again. That's something we'll want to be able to do eventually with your Mastermind game. In my case, all you got to do is click on Mastermind up here, and boop, it starts all over again. Let me see if I can do it any better this time. Red, red, orange, orange, go. Oh, I got 3 out of 4. We'll say this red is right, this orange is right, and this orange is in the wrong place. So I'll do that. Go. Well, how about purples? Go. 1 purple is right. How about blues? This is not necessarily a winning strategy, but that's not what I'm trying to illustrate here. At least I know for a fact now that there's 1 purple and no blues. There could be a green in there. Let me try green. I'm burning through these guesses. And notice the guesses are building from bottom to top, not top to bottom. Ain't no greens. There could be reds, probably several reds. There are 2 reds. So I bet those, well, I don't know if those 2 are in the right place or not. Maybe it's orange. You know what? I've now burned through all my guesses. I lost. Only got 1 of them right. But I lost on purpose. I meant to do that. See if you're paying attention. It has an overlay, and I do think that's what it's called in Swift UI, if I recall. I've got an overlay that says game over. And as you get into your research in bells and whistles, you can actually put sounds in here. You can make it go wah, wah, wah. Or you could play music, or you could have glitter, you can have confetti, all kinds of things. Down here, you'll notice you do not get the reward of the animated solution, but it does tell you what the solution is. And I recommend, until you are absolutely, positively certain, as you can be, which is difficult to do, double check every time you play, double check the solution against the feedback beads. For example, here, this is I've got 2 that are right color, right place. That's these 2 in the middle. I've got 1 that's right color, wrong place. That's this red one over here. This one says I've got 2 right color, right place. Again, red and orange, those 2. I've got 1 purple in the right place. So far, we're doing well. No blues, it says no blues. No greens, it says no greens. 2 reds in the right place. Well, this is a solid red row. So, of course, it matched those 2. We haven't seen a lot of white beads in these examples, have we? The white bead means that you got the right color, but it's in the wrong place. The red beads mean it's the right color and it's in the right place. So solid reds, yeah. Solid oranges, it's matching that orange one right there. I'm trying to think real fast what other things. Now, again, I'll remind you, this is just a very basic Mastermind game, but focus, if you're still with me here and you haven't fallen asleep yet, focus on what it's not allowing. It does not allow me to click on any of these beads up here. It does not allow me to click on go yet, because experience has shown me that it's harder to get, it seems to be harder to get all of those restrictions right, more so than getting things to show up. I can make yellow show up till the cows come home. Not here, I can't. Not here, I can't. But I can make yellows come and go. I can put a purple in there. I can do all of that. And when the row is full, now notice, not until the row is full can I click the go button. I'm not going to drag you through another painful game. And also, anytime I want. Yeah, this game is starting off painful. Only 1 bead right. I give up, start all over. So you should have the option to start all over anytime you want. And just make sure that only the things that are clickable, that should be clickable, are clickable. And if you have questions before we meet again in person, if we ever do, then please send me an email. You can reply to this email where I'm sending you the video link and the assignment, or whatever. You can bring them up in class. There's certainly much more to discuss here. But for those of you that might not have looked into the Mastermind game at all yet, at least now you have some idea of how it works. And I'm going to say that that's enough for 1 remote class period. Cut. Whoops, I'm giving away code. I better hurry.